Why do you think GTA 6 will be the greatest game ever?
GTA 6 is the most anticipated game ever, and for good reason. If you follow me on Twitter @synthpotato, then you already know I'm a huge Rockstar fan and I have been hyping up GTA 6 non-stop, and I believe it is poised to be the greatest game ever.
Are you sure about that?
GTA 6, greatest game ever. Well, there's all these iconic franchises like The Witcher, Fallout, God of War, and Elden Ring, which completely evolved the open world genre, even Red Dead itself. Do you think GTA 6 is somehow going to beat all of them? It's just another GTA game after all.
I agree, all these franchises are iconic and for good reason, but Rockstar is in a whole different league. Let me show you. Rockstar Games' PlayStation 2 era is highly influential. It all began with GTA 3, where Rockstar essentially invented the crime-based open-world genre by changing GTA from its top-down origins into a 3D environment, and they introduced us to Claude. But many would agree that the series didn't totally hit its stride until Vice City. Vice City brought the series its first ever voice protagonist with Tommy Vercetti. The game's world took things to another level, with countless secrets to discover. This was when Rockstar really found its rhythm, delivering a ton of side activities, 80s and movies influences, and Vice City itself, which is actually where GTA 6 has taken place. Rockstar didn't truly peak this era until San Andreas. It's hard to find anyone who owned a gaming console in the 2000s who hasn't played it at some point in their lives. Even to this day, it's still highly celebrated. Especially with how CJ is modded into basically every game that ever releases, it delivered the franchise's biggest world yet. Featuring 3 whole unique cities, each came with a different vibe. It managed to create a grand sense of scale, despite its map being smaller than most modern games, even GTA 5.
Yeah, but other games were also doing incredible things during this era. Why are we focusing only on Rockstar when so much else was happening in the gaming industry?
You're right that a lot of other games were popping off during that era, but they were all inspired in some way by GTA 3, and GTA's impact went so much further than that. Because games took far less time to develop. GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas all released within just 3 years of each other, and that was alongside games like Bully, Red Dead Revolver, and The Warriors. It was an insane run that solidified Rockstar as the biggest and most respected company in the gaming industry, dropping masterpiece after masterpiece almost yearly, but they still hadn't reached their peak. This era of Rockstar was the most fun to me as it was my early teen years. I still remember playing GTA 4 for the first time right when I got my PS3 back in 2009. Rockstar this generation did its biggest ever leap in every aspect possible over the previous generation, with huge jumps across storytelling, graphics, animations, gameplay, physics, AI, and map design.
Sure, but Rockstar were not the only ones who improved massively this generation. It was the golden era of gaming, after all. I mean, GTA 4 came out right around the same time as Fallout 3 and Assassin's Creed.
None of these had the same level of detail as GTA 4. This is a 16 years old game where NPCs react to your actions more realistically than most modern games coming out today. Just compare Starfield to GTA 4.
Don't forget Assassin's Creed was incredible with Ezio. Skyrim had just released with their iconic characters and world. New Vegas was also relatively still new, and it's the greatest RPG ever. The PS3 was blooming with the best games at that moment. Rockstar isn't that special.
Key difference between them and Rockstar is consistency. They were upping the ante with every game they were putting out in every generation, and it was all building up to their highest selling, longest lasting, arguably most infamous time.
Please, let me do this, let me do this, let me do this.
Why did I move here?
Yes!
I guess it was.
GTA 5 is the game that just refuses to die. Named the most profitable product ever. GTA 5 released back on the PS3 in 2013. It was then remastered for the PS4 in 2014. It was released on PC in 2015. And it was remastered on the PS5 in 2022. It just doesn't stop selling.
Sales aren't everything. Can you talk about the quality of the game? Have you seen The Witcher 3? It won Game of the Year in 2015 for a reason. Now this is real quality.
I was getting to that. I've put over 2,000 hours into GTA 5. If you're watching this, then there's really no chance that you haven't played it already. And subscribe to this channel, by the way. And if you haven't, what are you waiting for? GTA 5 is an objectively great game which felt quite ahead of its time, but we all know it's still around because of GTA Online. It delivered what you expect from a single-player Rockstar title in an online format. GTA O is one of the most content-filled online games you can play today, with fantastic heists, businesses, and just messing around with your buddies, which is what I did for most of my playtime.
What about the awful flying bikes and cheaters? And don't forget the shark cards. Rockstar has milked GTA Online to death instead of making a new GTA for over a decade.
The good thing about GTA Online is that it can really be whatever you want it to be. I personally almost never went up against those flying bikes because I always hung out in private lobbies with my buddies, and I never felt the need to buy shark cards. Look, it's easy to blame GTA Online and say, oh, that's why Rockstar doesn't release games as often, but the true reason is because they were too busy working on their magnum opus, the greatest game of all time.
My name is John Mustard! Well, let me have a roll with a song on the board, I'll cut it.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is my favorite game of all time as of 2024. I have put over 1,300 hours into RDR2 across 6 playthroughs. To say I'm a mega fan of this title would be a bit of an understatement.
I understand you like Red Dead 2, but calling it your favorite game as of now really downplays other masterpieces like Baldur's Gate 3, Elden Ring, or, as I already mentioned, The Witcher 3.
Can you blame me though? Red Dead 1 set the bar for open world games, and Red Dead 2 not only surpassed that, they completely broke it. It's a PS4 gen title that feels ahead of all PS5 titles. The level of detail in Red Dead 2 is on the edge of insanity. Rockstar applied every single lesson they learned over the past 20 years of developing video games into Red Dead 2, making it the most detailed and expansive open world to date. The story of Arthur Morgan and the Vanderlyn gang is a work of art, an emotional narrative that has brought almost everyone who played it to tears. It is an odyssey, being both the longest game Rockstar has ever made and their most memorable story by far. It is my personal favorite story ever, told in any medium, including TV, movies, and books.
How about the gameplay of Red Dead 2? It left a lot to be desired. The auto-aim combat felt awful on controller, plus sluggish movement felt straight out of GTA 4, a PS3 game.
I wouldn't have played Red Dead as much as I have if the gameplay wasn't fantastic. The slow movement really immerses you into the world, and I never had an issue with its controls. I don't even mind the auto-aim. However, I do agree, it plays way better on mouse and keyboard.
You're still ignoring the strict mission design of Rockstar. It's simply outdated. You get a mission failed screen for just moving slightly wrong sometimes. Red Dead is far from flawless.
Of course it isn't flawless, but that doesn't mean it's not the best of its genre. Linear mission design means more care was put into creating a specific experience, with tons of set pieces and unique encounters. Sure, you don't get that much choice in how you do things, but I thought it was still fun to play.
Bro, remember Red Dead Online? Well, I don't.
You have a point. Red Dead Online could have been really great, but unfortunately, that never happened. That was a bad decision, as RDO had a ton of potential. But one of the biggest reasons that RDO was abandoned, at least officially, is because they wanted to focus on the follow-up to Red Dead Redemption 2, what they called a significant leap over the previous work, the most anticipated game ever. The fact that Rockstar has not missed once with 20 years of developing video games behind them, plus their last game being Red Dead Redemption 2, which was the highest rated game of the PS4 generation and the absolute best western ever. How can you doubt that GTA 6 won't be the best of its genre and gaming as a whole with that track record?
GTA Trilogy remasters were terrible and completely broken. They didn't even bother remaking Red Dead 1 and instead did a lazy port.
Neither of these were developed by the actual people at Rockstar, over 1,000 creators across their studios. GTA Trilogy proves Rockstar is a questionable publisher, but they're not bad developers. Rockstar's only project that they've been working on for the past 7 years has been Grand Theft Auto 6.
I think I agree now. Going from how innovative they were back in the PS2 era all the way to Red Dead Redemption 2 being a revolutionary title, I definitely will give GTA 6 a chance. Now I can see why you think it's going to be the greatest game of all time.
Thank you all so much for watching our video. We worked so hard on this, and it's the first of many videos that we have planned.
And be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed it. Tune in for more coming soon.
We have so much planned. You guys will love it. This was Synth Potato. Peace.